Welcome back to my home studio. So I spend over 90% of my time here alone at home, painting and editing. And there's one problem I ran into lately. I ran out of references. So I had to come out of my cave and ask some beautiful people to take pictures of them at the, yes exactly, Museum Island. I didn't have that many art supplies and started with just a few things. Through the years, I worked a lot and saved all my money so I can purchase the things I need to create. For example, I recorded my voiceovers with my phone, and now is the time where I upgrade some gear to improve the quality of my videos for you guys. Owning a lot can confuse and stop you from beginning, so make it as easy as possible for yourself to begin. And I know that you guys ask about my art supplies quite often. These color pencils are Polychromos by Faber-Castell. All the other art supplies that I use are listed in the description box down below. And in my videos or my paintings, I paint the people smiling because when I go to a museum or when I see a lot of paintings, the people look really grumpy grumpy and with pain, and I understand why they painted like that, but I don't want you to feel pain or sad when you look at my paintings. I always try to find clarity in the things I do. The same goes for my paintings and drawings. There were a few quotes that really shaped and inspired my life till this day. I heard one of them in a philosophy class at the Gymnasium here in Germany. It's kinda like high school. One of them was a quote in a letter, and it said, "If I had more time, I would have written a shorter letter." It's not sure who the author of this letter was, but what I know is that clarity is powerful and takes effort. And then I made a mistake and stick too much to my reference and drew certain areas in the background too dark. A high contrast always catches your attention. The fence, the bow, the holes in the wall are not the focus. It's the face of a figure and the hand in the sunlight. So I'm erasing the dark areas in the background and fill in the light gaps. I painted some areas in my drawing with gouache, so I can't erase it, but don't worry, we can use the same method and cover it with a lighter gouache color. Good morning! Let's get some frames. And to give you guys some more variety in my videos too, I decided to go for a different motive for this oil painting. But I really like how the drawing turned out, and hopefully I will paint it in the near future as well. I got disconnected from a lot of things. I used to be surrounded by many people, but it was senseless pastime and I felt empty. Disconnecting from things that make you feel bad will bring you time and opportunities for new connections. Don't fill the gaps with the very first opportunity you get. Otherwise, you won't come out of your cycles. I seriously spent the last 6 months almost alone. Maybe I met 1 to 2 people once a month and sometimes even no one. I had so much more time for my own interests and lost my fear to be alone. I still have people around. I'm there for them when they need something and they understand that I want to work on my own things and say no to certain things. Like I understand when they disagree or don't have time. I used to be very confused and disorientated. Everybody has an opinion, and if you don't know yourself that well, you will get easily influenced without realizing it. And there are people with bad intentions who try to manipulate you, but even you, no matter how kind your heart is allowed to say no and cut that person off. Find out what lights a fire inside of you. What is your ideology? Ask yourself a question, why do I behave like this? And so on. I know it can be hard and maybe deep down there is something you don't want to deal with. That's why some people distract themselves. But be strong and confront it. Like admitting a mistake or a weakness in your painting. You will make a better job with every try. And remember, it takes time. The colors on the face are light to mid values yet. Adding darker values gives the face more depth and dimension. Sometimes I want to give my hand more stability when I go into some details. The stick in my left hand is a dry brush. There's one thing that I forgot to do, is to smooth the surface. And in the fine areas you can see some lines when I try to smooth the gesso. I'm just going over it now and I have to repaint those areas. morning. So yesterday I couldn't keep painting on because I was so busy reading and picking up new classes for the semester. I want to go outside today, a bit of shopping and just looking around. So to get done with this painting, I had to focus on one area at a time. For example, the focus will be on the hand for the next 2 days. And then I moved on to the background. My goal was just to indicate what's in the background with bold shapes and rough lines, since the focus is again on the figure. And remember to take a few steps back from your easel or whatever you do. You will see your work with different eyes. This is actually my first time painting with these cotton sticks. And I didn't expect it to work that well.